Welcome to Andrea's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making chicken noodle soup. I'm excited. So let's get started. First of all, I want to explain a couple things. I already pre-cooked my chicken right here, and I've got some good broth in there. You'll see little pieces of onion, little pieces of celery, and that is a little bit of onion in there. It's all cooked down because you know I don't like the crunch of an onion. But this I boiled and put a few veggies. I put actually one stalk of carrot, one stalk of celery, and some onion in there. Boiled this for about 2 hours. Got all the flavors, strained it, put it in the fridge, skimmed the fat off of it, and now this is good chicken broth. Unfortunately, with just 4 pieces of chicken, you don't get a whole lot of broth. But I wanted to show you in my pan, when I did boil my chicken, I had the skin on. So if you see that, that's cooked skin. That's one celery, one carrot, and some onion. And this is my chicken stock. So basically, it's not enough for chicken soup. Unfortunately, I needed 5 chickens. If I had 5 chickens, I may have enough for my own homemade chicken soup. So we're going to use some of my homemade broth here because I'm learning each time I cook beef, pork, chicken, how to make my fresh gravies, how to make my soups from scratch, how to use every part of the animal I can use, like the bones, use them for broth, put some vegetables in, boil everything, and you've got some good broth. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right here on the stove. And so I have 4 chicken thighs with skin and bone, and I debone them. And then what I'm going to do is take my pot of water and I'm going to boil my noodles. I have some medium old-fashioned egg noodles. I put it in this cup so you see how much I would be using. Because you can add more noodles, or you can have less noodles depending on what your family likes. And then, unfortunately, because I do not have enough fresh broth, I'm going to use 8 cups of broth. So all total, I'll have about 10 cups of chicken broth to make my soup. I'm going to go ahead. I wanted to show you that I have 3 celery sticks. I cut 2 of them up. I had 3 carrots and I cut 2 of them up. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my stove on. I'm going to turn both of them on. I'm going to turn my water on high to get it boiling so I can boil my noodles. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn my broth pan on to medium. I don't want it to be too hot. Right now what I'm going to do is put my 8 cups of chicken stock in with my own original stock. And this will give me a good amount of soup for me and my family. What I'm going to do is my go-to lemon pepper. It's 1 teaspoon. I'm going to go ahead and put the seasoning in. I have 1 teaspoon of thyme. And I have 1 teaspoon of celery salt. Not adding any salt. Didn't add any salt to my chicken when I was boiling it. It was straight vegetable, water, and the chicken. And then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of chicken poultry seasoning. 1 tablespoon of onion powder because I do not like the crunch of the onion. I'm going to give a mix. It's already starting to get warm, which is good. And I'm going to go ahead and let this cook for about 15 minutes, get all these seasonings incorporated. I'm stirring them right now. And then what I'll do is I will actually go ahead and add my celery and my onions, or I'm sorry, my celery and my carrots, and my chicken. And we'll let that cook for about an hour. So I'll be back in an hour, and then you'll see a finished dish. It's a real easy dish, basically a whole lot of boiling, and that's about it. So it's pretty healthy, but we'll be back. Welcome back. Soup is done. Smells delicious. I was just telling my husband, boy, it actually smells intoxicating. Smells like chicken and just goodness. I went ahead, got everything boiled together. Broth and chicken and veggies are in there. Now what I'm going to do though is take my noodles. I boiled them separately and I'm just going to drop them in. They're already cooked. One thing good about this dish is that the chicken was pre-cooked, because I'm trying to learn how to develop my own flavors, and for health purposes and things like that, just getting a little bit older, wanting to eat a little cleaner, and I'm just trying to teach myself how to do that now that I have a little bit more time. So it made my chicken noodle soup pretty much from scratch, much easier. And scratch meaning it's yours. You do what you want to do it how you like to do it, and do what tastes good. And this soup looks fantastic. That's what it looks like, all mixed together. I wanted to let you know, I always tell you guys that I have extra meats cooked. I'm trying to learn how to cook the whole carcass with a couple of vegetables in it, strain it, and freeze it so that when I need extra meat or broth, then I'll have them at my fingertips. If you don't have that kind of time, because there was a point in time in my life where I didn't have time, I worked so many hours, there's no way I could go home, come home, cook for my family and get this done. You can use a chicken that's already pre-cooked, but like I said, what I'm learning for myself is if I cook it beforehand, before I'm going to make it, and I seal it, then I'm good. I also have this one out for my week, or if I wanted to add a little bit more chicken to my soup, but I don't really feel I need it. I feel I'll get a bite of broth and a bite of noodle and vegetable and so forth. I think my ratios are pretty right on, but if they weren't, this is what I already have pre-cooked. That's why I say, if you don't have time to cook the chicken, go get a chicken, baked chicken, and you'd be fine. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and dish this up. Everything's all incorporated. Let you see the broth. I got plenty of chicken in here. And I tried the broth as it was boiling. I think I got a little bit of a jump start on it because I actually did my chicken and my broth before some of it, and then just added more store-bought broth. But boy, just taste as you're going, and you'll be able to taste. I taste the poultry seasoning, I taste the vegetables, I taste everything in there. Just wanted to let you see that there's vegetables, noodles, chicken. The broth is a good color. My broth is a little bit darker, but I believe that's because, my herbs in there, and then I let it develop some flavors from my chicken. I'm going to go ahead and try it. Bite now. Ooh, it's going to be hot though. Be careful. Excellent. The broth is really good. I could just sit and have broth, and it would be perfectly fine. Excellent. This is a really easy meal. It is a very cheap meal, and it is really pretty good for you. It's got carrots, celery, broth, chicken, and you can't go wrong with this. I encourage everybody to try this soup. It's easy. Today we have a pretty chilly day, so it's going to go good with our dinner tonight. So thank you for coming into my kitchen. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.